What a blessing, what a privilege to be here. To everyone, good afternoon. And now, the end is near. For you, see me now, standing here. And you know from our schedule that this is the moment before the concluding liturgy. I want to begin with a note of gratitude to Father Danny Pilario for inviting me and the Catholic Biblical Association of the Philippines to participate in this conference. For me, this has been a conference like no other, truly enriching, awakening, challenging, provocative, and tasty, like the Filipino halo-halo. So for our friends here who do not know what is halo-halo, I don't know if you have tasted it, it's translated as mix-mix. Halo is to mix. Okay. Halo-halo. And so we thank all of you who participated through your sharing of insights from here up on the stage and then from the audience. Sana maulit muli. May it happen again. Choir, you know. This conference has been like a big family reunion, a time to connect and reconnect. We may not know each one by name, but I sense a very friendly spirit of welcome and openness among us all throughout these 3 days of interaction and conversations. The conversations refresh us, refresh our memory of who we are, where we belong, what we hold most dear, what we need to sustain and nurture for days to come. I'm supposed to share with you emerging insights from the conference. And the first thing I will do is to translate this into Filipino. Of course, you can start thinking, oh, how do we translate this into our own language? In other words, paalam, pabaon, pasalubong. What do we mean by this? Paalam is goodbye, farewell. Paalam is the context of our emerging insights. It refers to our conference, which is about to end. Pabaon is the provision for the journey. When somebody goes on a trip, we give something so that the person will not be hungry, so that the person will fare well in his or her journey. That is pabaon. Pasalubong is a gift that you give to the people whom you will meet at home when you reach your destination. Paalam, pabaon, pasalubong. Our pabaon and pasalubong are the emerging insights from this conference. We start with paalam. Paalam is goodbye. Pamamaalam is saying goodbye. And whenever we are going to leave the people we have been with, we sort of capture the memories. It's a moment of remembering. And we have heard that we need to have a review, we need to make memories, we need to keep memories and share memories. And so, I have put here all the words that have floated around from day 1 to day 2 to day 3. And I invite you, this for a few seconds, to look at these words and make your own statement. Make a concept map or draw a statement from any of these important words, the insights that you are going to bring home. So I invite a few moments of silence and reflection. Which of these words have struck you? One of the recurrent themes of the 3-day conference is the importance of language, the value of words. We have heard a lot of big words, important words, words that convey to us the signs of the times and the challenging realities of our changing context. Words that challenge us to action. I asked a few friends, what have you learned from this conference? And they answered, yes, yes, to human dignity. Yes, to embracing our identity. If you agree, you read it aloud. Yes, to unity and diversity. Yes, yes, until we reach our destiny. But some would say, not yet now. Okay. So yes, to a lot more. Yes. But of course, some questions were raised. When, from where, what for, why, how? Why do we engage in theological conversation, theological discourse, biblical studies, hermeneutics, and scholarship? Why do we engage in strategies of socio-political engagement? For whose benefit? After such a review, let me now give you the pabaon, the food for the journey. And I compose a short poem for this pabaon. What have we talked about? I asked myself. From within, the answers came. Of wholes and parts, harvest, times, and seasons. Seeds for sowing, planting, growing. new and old horizons in tension. Sounds, sights, and misperceptions, heart-stirring, anguish-bearing, colors, threads for weaving, treasures, gems, winds and elements, circling, dancing, coming and going. Our pasalubong. A second look at the short poem that I made of wholes and parts. I'm sure you can associate some of the words that we had a while ago and some of the ideas that we had. Thinking whole, thinking parts. Seeing wholes, seeing parts. We need a rereading of our colonial past. But the whole may not be completely a whole. We need to pierce through and see the space. And the word space and the idea of space has always come out in our discussions. And come to think of it, look at the wholes and the parts. If you bracket the W, what do you have? Holes. A whole is not only a whole, it is made of holes also. And the parts is not only part, but art. So the whole is not only whole, there is an opening to see another perspective. And the part is not just a part, but it is an art. And what do we need? A deconstruction of some of our preconceived ideas, some long-held beliefs, without the fear that the truth may manifest itself, perhaps to our surprise. Harvest times and seasons, growing, planting, seeds require patience, humility, wisdom, hope, an awareness of time, the temporariness of our undertaking, and the future is not within our grip. We spoke of new horizons, and if we look for new horizons, we also have to take note of continuity and discontinuity. We need to discern between identity and difference, proximity, nearness, and distance. Sounds, sights, misperception. Let me tell you a very short and funny story. Day 1, I went to the snack room and I saw Dennis holding a wine glass. And I said, "Hey, you're drinking wine?" And then he said, "No, this is coffee." And then immediately he said, "Well, you know, we're talking about using our local resources. That's how Asians or Filipinos are. We make do with the little that we have. There is no more cup, so I took the wine glass." But I said, "No, I'm thinking of it in a different way." I immediately inferred that the content of the wine glass is wine because of the form, which is a wine glass. So it is a perception, but it can be a misperception. And that can apply to any other experience or realities that we have around us. One important thing is to name the reality as it is. Heart-stirring, anguish-bearing. We heard not only beautiful things, we heard a lot of challenges. And the basic question in our hearts and in the people whom we love is, why suffering? And so we need colors, threads for weaving, weaving stories, weaving together our dreams, weaving actions for justice, weaving a future for the people we love, for the next generations. And we gather our treasures and gems, and we reflect what are the treasures and gems that we are going to bring home after this conference. Winds and elements circling, dancing, coming and going, we recognize that we only do not speak of the human community. We belong to the common home, to the common house. The four winds, the four elements. The four winds signify the universe, but the four winds can also mean judgment. And so the challenge, listen, listen, listen. And so, for this pasalubong, we would like to express our wishes and blessings, our desiderata. May we go forth from this conference with the courage to reflect on our lived experience, to discern where we are being led by the Spirit, to critique our assumptions and the grand narratives by which we operate. We wish for ourselves humility, the humility of our Lord Jesus Christ, the humility experienced and lived by the little ones. Humility, openness, and courage to recognize and accept that to some extent and in some ways, we have been part of the establishment and perpetuation of hegemonic systems and structures. We wish for ourselves boldness, to take risks, to take the other's perspective, to listen to the other's articulation of their own lived experiences, thoughts, and feelings, and ideals. Boldness, which I cannot read. To examine our way and mode of discourse, critique power relations, question who defines what is sayable and what is unsayable, to allow the other to speak, to listen and speak with others. We wish for ourselves commitment to engage in continuing conversation, dialogue, discernment, and action to shape our future together and enable Asian Christianity to make a difference. And I would like to end with this beautiful scenery and the words of our Lord Jesus. After the feeding of the multitudes, Jesus told the disciples, "Gather up the fragments so that nothing may be lost." We bring with us the fragments. We share these fragments, but the fragments are not just left over. The fragments will be the source of new abundance. And so we trust the empowering Spirit to be with us. Thank you. Thank you. Salamat po. Daghang salamat.